Hi, everybody. Chris Fischer with McInerney Associates. I want to introduce you today to somebody who has been instrumental in our spring and summer preparations here, at least at the Fisher Miller household, and also at some of the households around the area. My friend Julie Friedman of Exteriors Outdoor Styling by Great American Landscapes is here with me. Hi, Julie.
Hi, how are you? So nice to be here.
It's so nice to see you. Just so everyone knows, Julie did a workshop here in my backyard in early June. It was supposed to be in early May, but the weather was not cooperating with us. In June, we had a number of folks who participated in that workshop, and it was a big hit. What I want to start with is your focus on container gardening. Where did that come from? How did you get to container gardening?
I would say when I was a young mom, I spent a lot of time outside with my kiddos and started piddling around in the garden. I had a small garden and started to add containers because I had that quintessential front porch. And the more I did it, the more I loved it. And friends started noticing what I was doing. So I eventually looked into education options for continuing education in the field and ended up going into a program actually in DC. George Washington University offered a landscape designers program. So I started that. And 4.5 years later, I started to work in the field and then ended up back with the containers because I found out that really was my true love in the garden. I think it comes down to, I don't have a lot of patience and I don't want to wait 3 to 5 years to see a garden become gorgeous. I want it to be gorgeous on day one. So my impatience led me here.
I can totally relate to that. Okay, well, that's super helpful. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Great American Landscapes and the services that they offer and that you offer?
So Great American Landscape is made up of 3 different divisions. Our design build division, which is what you think of when you're redoing your entire landscape. They do a master plan and then they install. We have our maintenance division, which helps keep those gardens looking beautiful, regular sort of mow and blow services, weeding, cleaning up. And then my division, Exteriors, is sort of the she division. I get to help people select pots and fill them with beautiful plants throughout the year, actually, the 4 seasons. And I get to help clients to style their outdoor spaces. And that means selecting furniture that works in their space, that makes it comfortable for outdoor living. The more time that we are all spending outside, there are ways to make it enjoyable and comfortable throughout the entire year. Fire pits and water features and pillows and blankets and all types of fun stuff like that. So I get to help zhuzh up the outdoors.
You've been a lot busier in the last couple of years than prior to that.
Absolutely. We run the gamut, and it is one nice thing being under the Great American umbrella is that we can go to one client and offer all the services that are needed in a yard.
You know, one of the things we didn't cover is the how the service works if somebody wants to have like seasonal changeover for your container work. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. You said it just right. We offer seasonal plantings. And what that means is not just that we're switching out the plants, but that we're picking plants that are going to respond well to the seasons. In the spring, we're using plants that can handle the swing from the really cold temperatures, like pansies and violas and alyssum and hellebores, things that are toughened up from, a lot of them are perennial, but we have our flowering annuals as well. So they can handle the swing from when we have some warmer days to we bounce back to colder days. And then in the summer, we're using plants that can handle the more drought-like conditions and the intense heat and humidity that we have in this area. In fall, we sort of swing back to that spring-like planting where they're going to go from having hot days to cooler nights. And then in the winter, we move into cut green. So that's evergreen branches that are brought in from colder parts of the country, and we install them into soil. They are frozen in place and they do their thing until February or March.
Nice. Wow. It's the full service then, huh?
Exactly. So clients can reach out, and we generally start with our contracts at the beginning of the year. Most of our clients are on 3 to 4 seasons. But when I start with new clients all the time who say, let's just try it for the summer. And then they fall in love and they end up calling us for the fall and the winter and on and on.
So now I want to go back to container gardening. I want to talk about your love. And so I wonder if you could give us a quick, you gave us so many during the workshop, but we've been talking, as I said, the folks who came are still talking about some of the like, oh my, I didn't have any idea that this was, that there were so many things to do. So give us a tip if you don't mind.
So I would say for a novice planter, and actually for professionals also, the model of thriller, filler, spiller is a really good model to use when you're designing your own containers. And what that means is that you're going to want one central plant, or if the planter is large enough, 3 central plants. That is your thriller plant. And that's like a tall evergreen, a canna, elephant ears, anything that's going to give you the height and the drama. Then you have your filler plants, which are more of the typical like vincas and begonias and lantana and angelonia and all those plants that really like will fill in the space around to give it its scale when it's inside of the pot. And then you have your spiller plants. And those are some of my favorite: portulaca, sweet potato vine, creeping Jenny, any of the trailing plants that are going to come down, either the all green, variegated green and white, or flowering, which are obviously so much fun in the summertime.
Nice, nice. And so what's your favorite plant? What's your favorite flower?
Oh, that's so hard. Depends on the season, I would say. This year we've been using, in our spring plants for our centerpiece, we use a lot of foxglove, which gets tons of height and flowers at the perfect time. And so it's fun for my clients to sort of watch it, go from being a leafy little plant to bursting up and taking on the centerpiece role. In the summer, I would say some of the trailers, like I mentioned, portulaca, which is almost like a succulent that flowers, it closes up at night, opens up with these gorgeous, vibrant colors during the daytime. And then lantana, which I understood from traveling that in the Southeast, it's considered a weedy plant, but here it's like, it explodes with color and with fragrance. So I like when plants do double duty.
That sounds great. Oh my gosh. Well, it's been a pleasure to work with you, and I'm glad we were introduced, and hope to maybe we'll do even a fall workshop. That would be kind of
They're
fun.
super fun. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Julie. I appreciate your time, and I hope there will be some information below the video that people can reach out to you. And so hopefully you'll get some new great clients of Fischer Real Estate.
Well, nice to be here. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks. I'll talk to you soon.